Hello, beloved, and welcome to the Muyobo Show. This is a platform where we invite guests to come and share their stories, inspirational stories, to give you a boost. Maybe you're sitting at home and wondering, what can I do with my life? Or maybe you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur who has services and products you would like to promote to a wider audience. The Muyobo Show is the place to be. Do get in touch. Thank you so much. Hello, beloved. How are you doing? It's so good to be back in the studio. Last week I couldn't come, transport problem, the trains were running late. I couldn't make it. How are you today? It's so good to be here. And thank you for tuning in. If you're watching live, if you're watching recorded, thank you so much again. And please follow me on my Twitter handle, my social media handles, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and I would love to hear your views as well and your comments and what topics you would want us to, discover or talk about here on my show. The Muyobo Show is all about having honest conversations that transforms lives. And sometimes it's very difficult to have those honest conversations, but we have to, if we want to move from where we are right now to where we want to be. So there's that bridge that we need to gap. We need to actually cross. And the only way that we are going to cross that bridge is if we are truthful and honest with ourselves, with our thoughts, with what we talk about, what we think about, and basically what we believe about ourselves. You know what? Yesterday I did something that was actually a list of my bucket list, and I was so excited. It was an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. I actually helped out yesterday with counting the votes. And it was a beautiful, positive experience. 8 hours we were there helping to count the midterm votes. And you know what? It was good to see some of the MPs in person. And actually beg the question when sometimes oppositions think that maybe their votes have not been counted or hasn't been recorded. I can assure you, yesterday while we were doing that, we were being watched like a hawk, and every vote had to be counted. If there was any discrepancy, it had to be recounted. So it begs to believe sometimes when people say, maybe my votes wasn't counted. We do. I witnessed it yesterday. I experienced it yesterday. And there's transparency in that. Well, for what I experienced yesterday anyway, I cannot talk about any other voting system, but from what I experienced yesterday, it was very transparent. So today I want to talk to you about qualities of a coach. And as I was preparing for this topic last night, which I've been preparing actually for a few weeks now, but last night I kind of like put things together. I thought I'd just share because I know a few people do not know the benefits of having a coach. And I can testify that I'm sitting here because I have a coach in my life or coaches in my life. And I don't think I would be able to achieve the things that I have achieved if I didn't have a coach guiding me in my life. And I've always heard people saying, oh, what do I need a coach for? I can do everything that I want to do. Until you actually engage in a coaching session, you will change your mind. And then you'll say to yourself, you know what? I wish I had actually signed up with a coach. Maybe I would have moved a little bit further down. And the reason why we have coaches is because we are scared of asking those difficult questions to ourselves. So today I'm just going to share, I hope I'll have time to share the 5 qualities. There are actually about 10. There are so many qualities. I'll try and share as much as I can during the time that we have together. So if you know anyone who you think would benefit from knowing what a coach does, please do pick up your phone and text them and ask them to join so they can learn some more. Now, as a coach, I have been trained, I have been coached, and I've been certified. But prior to that, I signed up with a coach because I had so many ideas in my head and I felt I wasn't moving forward as I wanted. I needed that clarity. And I can tell you the coach that I had, my first coach, hands up to Noreen Makasewa. I love that lady. She pointed me in the right direction. And some of the qualities that I'm going to share here, she demonstrated it with professionalism. And I love her for that. I love her for helping me to bridge that gap, to move from where I was almost 5 years ago to where I am right now. A coach needs to be trained, needs to be educated, and needs to have the experience for her to be able to coach. There is a coach, there is a mentor, there is a counselor, and there is a consultant. Now, all these four professions do completely different things. And one of the things that a coach does not do is advise. We don't advise. We just facilitate you to move from where you are to where you want to be. So if you're looking for somebody to give you advice, and basically giving you advice is taking you away from thinking because you have to think for the answers that you want in your life. So the first quality that a coach has to have is listening skills. You might think, listening? Why? No, you have to develop a sharp listening skill. So you're able to hear the messages that your client is sharing and how you can help him or her. And by developing those listening skills, you're basically being present and in the moment. Negating every distraction. You're solely focused on your client. And maybe when you start as a coach, you might not have all those, have developed the listening skill, but I can assure you with time, you will develop that. You will, just like you sharpen your ear to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit. That is what you need when you're with your coaching client. So developing a listening skill is one of the qualities that a coach needs. The second one is being passionate. Have you ever been to a place or been to somebody or maybe even gone to see your GP and you can actually tell they're not really passionate about what they're doing? How does that rub off on you? The person is there, but they're basically not passionate. They're just doing the job for the sake of doing the job. There's absolutely no passion, no joy, no fun in what they're doing. I can assure you, I have passion for coaching. And the reason why I have passion for coaching is because I've seen what is done in my life. So when I engage in a coaching conversation with my client, I am so passionate because then I am empathetic. I have that desire to help my client to succeed. That is the paramount. I want to help my client to succeed, whatever agenda that they've come with. Because by being passionate, it's going to rub off on my client for him or her to be passionate about whatever goals that they have set for themselves. But if I come across as non-interested in what I'm doing, the same attitude is going to rub off on my client. And we don't want that. The third quality of a coach is maintaining a positive attitude. They say attitude is everything. How you show up is everything. I can assure you, I would have been sitting here with a really rotten attitude because my journey coming to the studio this morning wasn't fun. being weekend, some of the train lines are cancelled, but I had to navigate myself and make sure that I get here. So if I had shown up in a completely different attitude, I'm sure you wouldn't even be able to want to listen. But I have to change that. That was then and this is now. I have to show up to my truest self, regardless of what happened 2 or 3 hours ago. Okay? Maintaining a positive attitude will inspire, and I hope I'm inspiring you, will inspire your clients during the session to be able to open up, be able to share what it is that is holding them back. Then the next session, the client is also going to come with a positive attitude and said, you know what? I like Linda's attitude because whenever I engage with her for 60 minutes or 90 minutes, I feel inspired. I feel like I can conquer anything. And that is how you want to leave your client. You want to make sure that when your client finishes a session with you, they leave inspired and completely transformed from how they started the journey. It's very, very important. Because by being or showing a positive attitude, you're showing that belief in your client, that you believe in what it is that they're doing. And that in turn will help them to have belief in themselves as well. Will help them to have the confidence in themselves as well. To take the actions in whatever it is that they want. The fourth quality is being non-opinionated. We all have opinions. You know, we live in a society where everyone has an opinion. And we are entitled. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But as a coach, your job, my job, is to facilitate my client in finding solutions to the barriers that is blocking them from succeeding. That's my job, to help them facilitate that. Whatever opinion that my client holds, it might be very personal to them. In the world that they live in, it means a lot to them. And I have to respect that. But if at any time you feel, as a coach, you're working with a client and maybe the opinions they hold is actually creating a barrier from you helping them, then it's better to terminate that contract because you're not helping your client in any way. Every time you go into a session, you have that opinion in your head. You shouldn't. How would you feel? I have opinion, you have opinion of me. And how would you feel if every time I came, I'm always imposing things on you? It doesn't feel nice. It's about respect. And that respect goes through ways. Instead of having that negative opinion about your client, maybe turn it around, which goes on to my next point of being non-judgmental, which is the fifth quality, okay? By asking questions that not challenge the opinion, but understanding why they hold that opinion so dearly. How long have they been holding that opinion? What has it done for them? Because by asking such questions, now your client is beginning to think and explore the areas of why he or she holds that opinion very dearly to their heart. And it's very true that we are not going to agree with everything, every opinion that anyone holds, but it's not our place as a coach to judge. Not at all. If anything, which leads me to point number 6, is to be curious. Develop a sense of curiosity. So you're moving from being non-opinionated, from being non-judgmental, to cultivating a sense of curiosity. I'm curious. Linda, why do you believe in that? What would happen if that was taken away from you? Now you're getting me thinking because you're asking me questions. Maybe no one had ever asked you the questions before. And that is exactly what a coach does. That is exactly what a coach does. Because by cultivating a sense of curiosity, what you're doing is you're allowing your client. And it starts by asking probing questions. And probing questions is basically peeling the layers of the beliefs that your clients have held for a long time about their visions, about their goals, about the obstacles, about the fears, about the habits that they've developed. So you're helping them to peel those layers by asking probing questions for them to get clarity why something or some things are happening in their life the way it is that is happening. Another way of developing curiosity is by asking expansive questions. And you might ask, Linda, what do you mean by expansive questions? Expansive questions is basically questions that get your client to imagine if that were true. Imagine if you could do this, A, B, C, D, whatever it is that your client have been meaning to do for a long time. But because of fear, because of lack of confidence, they have pushed it on the back burner. Asking expansive questions helps your client to imagine taking the steps, taking away the worry, and understanding that, what if that were true? What if you could double your income? What if you could change your career? What if you could do A, B, C, D? What if? And those are some of the questions maybe you've never asked yourself because you're so comfortable where you are right now. So I want you to think for a moment right now, where you are in your life. What are some of the fears? What are some of the obstacles that is holding you back, that you're actually so scared of facing head on? And you see, unless you actually face those fears head on, it's going to keep you bondage where you are right now. You're going to be able to have to get a coach who challenges you, not challenge you in a negative way. And sometimes maybe when you use the word challenge, somebody may think, well, that is a negative connotation. Not at all. We all need to be challenged. Every day that you wake up, you have to challenge yourself to be a better version of yourself than you were the day before. And that comes by challenging your thoughts, what it is that you think about yourself, challenging how you see yourself. When you stand in front of the mirror and you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Do you love what you see? Or you don't? So you're challenging yourself. Do you believe in yourself? And like I always say, borrow my belief. Borrow my belief to start you off, and then you can develop your own belief along the way. Asking expansive questions actually help the client to wonder and imagine what it would feel like if they could achieve the goals that they've set for themselves, the dreams that they've helped for themselves for a very long time. And I can assure you, it's difficult for you to ask those questions by yourself. But if every time you meet with your coach, they're challenging you and asking you those questions and guiding you, facilitating you to help you get to where you want to be, within a year, they're going to look at you and say, oh, there's a difference. I give you an example. One of my clients, this lady was so scared of even moving out of her parents' house, let alone even go for an interview. 2 years down the line, it's unbelievable, the transformation. If you know me, I'm all about transformation from within. When I see the steps that this lady has taken, I just admire her. because she did the work. All I was there was to facilitate, guide her, and support her. But every session that we met, I gave her action. She took action steps. She set action steps and was accountable for it. And the transformation is priceless. She's managed to get her own accommodation. She's got a new job. She's even moved further out from where she was living. I spoke with her a couple of days ago. The joy, the fun, the confidence in her compared to 2 years ago when we started working together is 110%. When I see such results, it reassures me that I'm doing the right thing. Now, we are going to the next session. I know I've mentioned it already, about challenging. The best coaches always challenge their clients. Because by challenging my client, I'm helping them to face the reality. To face the reality that they're going through right now. And we all do. I'm sitting here, I'm not perfect. But every day, I'm getting better. Oh yes, every day I'm getting better. And I want you to get better as well. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. The 8th quality, if I don't finish everything today, then we'll carry on next week. It's being observant. Being observant in the tonality, the body language, the expression, that speaks volume. The change in their persona. And you're wondering, okay, something is not going right here. How can I help my client? And the only way that you can help is by asking questions. And the last one that I'm going to share is authenticity. We are in a business, personal development business or coaching business of supporting people and working with people. I don't work with animals, I work with people, okay? And yes, there's a lot of pressure for everybody to be perfect, but I want you to think for a minute if you know someone who always shows up prim and proper. They're never flawed. How would you feel being around that person? Would you feel comfortable sharing with that person? Would you feel comfortable even being close to that person? Because everything about them is perfect. There's completely nothing wrong with them. That is not how a coach shows up. Authenticity is important. Be yourself. We are all allowed to make mistakes. And by making mistakes as a coach and as a client, you're showing that you're human. You're accepting who you are. I don't show up in my coaching sessions complete prim and proper. No, not at all. Because I am guided by the agenda of my client, whatever it is that they want to discuss on that day. And I have to make sure that I exhibit all the qualities that I have shared. Because perfection is an illusion. As a person of faith, I know the only person that is perfect is Jesus. You and I, we are not perfect. But we are getting better. Every single day that we wake up, we are getting better. Being authentic allows you to build trust and intimacy with your client. For them to be able to know that this is a safe environment that I can share with my coach, that I can lean on my coach. It's a safe environment whereby it's non-judgmental. I'm not holding you to your opinion, not at all. So in closing, I hope whatever it is that I've shared has helped you today. Next week, I'm going to have a lady who is going to come and share her journey She is the CEO of the Christian Millionaire Book Club. I interviewed this lady over, I think, 2 years ago. And she's going to come back and share how the book club has grown and the new model that the book club has now developed to help the members. And I'm proud to say that I am one of the branch members of the Christian Millionaire Book Club. It is not just a book club, it is a book club with a difference. And that will be next week, Saturday, when I'll be having Blessing on my show to come and share that. But in closing, if you would like to experience what a coach does, a 30-minute complimentary coaching session, please email me. My email contact is over there. And we can book a session so you can experience. Because what we do on the Linda Muyobo Show and in our coaching sessions is having honest conversations that transforms lives. If we are not honest with ourselves, if we are not truthful with ourselves, we cannot move forward from where we are. So I hope today's session has been a blessing. Please do share with your friends. And I look forward to hearing from you. And I look forward to seeing you again next week, Saturday, where we talk, we share, we laugh, we cry together here on the Linda Muyobo Show. Thank you so much and God bless. Have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful week. Bye-bye. Hello, beloved, and welcome to the Linda Muyobo Show. This is a platform where we invite guests to come and share their stories, inspirational stories, to give you a boost. Maybe you're sitting at home and wondering, what can I do with my life? Or maybe you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur who has services and products you would like to promote to a wider audience. The Linda Muyobo Show is the place to be. Do get in touch. Thank you so much.